but there's this moment just before the invasion of Iraq where he and his nascent group are at a training camp out in northern Iraq, in the Kurdish area, sort of ungoverned area of northern Iraq, and there's a CIA agent or operative named Sam Faddis who's in the vicinity and watching these guys, and finish that story. What happens?
This is really an extraordinary moment because this is the time you've got al-Qaeda essentially has been driven out of Afghanistan. So they're on the run. And one of the many exiles from Afghanistan is Zarqawi, who had his own little training camp in Afghanistan in the early 2000s. He ends up fleeing to the border area between Iraq and Iran, this no man's land where we're essentially above the no-fly zone, so he's fairly safe there. But he really is a nobody. I mean, if you look back at his early history, the things they had done before was they assassinated a U.S. diplomat, which is probably their main achievement. But other things had been just trying to blow up symbols of Western corruption. They actually went into a pornographic theater, before he went into prison and tried to blow this place up just as a protest. The bomber gets in there with his bomb, gets so engrossed in the film, he forgets what he's doing, blows up under his feet, and he actually loses both his legs and nobody else gets hurt. But these are the kind of knuckleheads they were. Not a very inspired group. And it was a great story, too, about how when he finally did come to some prominence, journalists were hunting him down. They went to his hometown and talked to his mom and said, how about your son, this great terrorist? And she said, he's not that smart. What are you talking about?
Can't be him.
He surprised everyone. And so, yeah, this is his moment where these relatively unaccomplished people were hiding out, and we had opportunities to take them out because this is right before the Iraq War started. The American government realized that they were potentially dangerous. They had a little chemical weapons factory they had cooked up there where they were poisoning dogs with cyanide and that kind of thing. And the U.S. administration considered very carefully, at least 3 times, whether we would launch a preemptive strike and destroy this little cell. But they didn't do it because we were right on the verge of the invasion of Iraq. And there was some fear that if we went in and did something that would upset the schedule, upset our allies, maybe tip off Saddam Hussein too early, then the whole thing could come crashing down. So this was a missed opportunity. By the time they did go in and try to take out Zarqawi and his gang, the war had already started. Zarqawi had run to Baghdad to get ready for the Americans, and it was too late.